Hey, it's another Tuesday. We're here at the Two Fish Shop, Two Fish Technology Tuesday. We've got a lot of things going on with Two Fish today. Jason's out working. Josh is out doing some technical things that he's got to do. But Dave and I are here to help bring a few things to you that maybe will help keep you safe or your data safe. And when or if it gets leaked, the tools that Two Fish Technology has to alert ourselves about it, alert you about it. Basically, we've got some dark web monitoring tools and tips for you today. It's going to be myself. Dave is here. Dave got us going, and he's going to join me. Dave?
Hello.
Thanks for being here, man.
Usually behind the scenes. Get out in front of the camera.
Well, he does such a great job behind the scenes. We just had to bring him in front of the camera.
This is my debut.
It's a wonderful debut. Glad to have you here, Dave. All right, so what we want to talk about: dark web monitoring, the tools that Two Fish has available to help help keep your clients' PII safe. But we want to go through a couple of examples of what those look like. Dave, can you walk us through?
So the best way to really understand what some of our products can do for people is to kind of look at some very big, significant breaches that have affected hundreds of millions of people that most folks are not aware of. That's where Two Fish, we develop packages for customers to kind of, so that they get the benefit, of all of these great tools in an easy to use interface. Yeah. So one of the biggest ones that actually dates back to about 2022, around April 2024, AT&T was hacked, where phone calls and text metadata were stolen for nearly all of their customers. That's 110 million accounts. So what that really means is, all of the customers' private information, even up to, there was 44 million social security numbers in plain text out there for hackers to sell, and I mean, that's just devastating. And a lot of folks don't realize this, and they may be hit with, fraudulent charges. They don't know the origin. It keeps happening. And what do you do in that scenario?
If you don't have a way to even know about it, you're completely unprotected. If you've got an antivirus kit on your system that may have been sold to you or included on it, that's not going to help you either, is it?
No.
We're not talking about a virus. We're not talking about something like that. It's your information got leaked from someone you trusted. But now what do you do about it? How do you clean it up? So, and you mentioned all of it being for sale. So in June of this year, 2025, a leak surfaced on Russian language cybercrime forums featuring 86 million of these AT&T customer records. Their names, birth dates, addresses, emails, phone numbers, and like you were saying, 44 million social security numbers in plain text.
Just floating out there.
Now, Josh likes to talk about the size of cybercrime. What's he called? If cybercrime were its own, had its own GDP, if it were its own country, it'd be the third largest.
It would be the third largest economy.
The third largest economy in the world.
I mean, that's
criminals. That's the criminal enterprise of cybercrime, of hacking people.
And a lot of times folks are just, this is just commonplace now. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to live with it and move forward.
And I think that's why so many small business owners think, well, I'm too small. I don't need tools to keep myself or my small business secure, not even really thinking about their clients' data. But they think they're too small. So criminals wouldn't care about them. There are 44 million social security numbers. And apparently the Russian cybercrime organization who did this, they care enough about your small business and getting into it, and all of the other people that don't think they're large enough to be affected.
I mean, because that information could be used for a loan. You know, a cyber criminal could have that information and take a loan out in your name that you don't know about. You know, just tons of different things. And, you know, and that's really where Josh Knighton, really the owner of Two Fish, really, he prides himself in building, you know, a program that has the ultimate protection for everybody and makes it so simple where with some of our tools that monitor the dark web, we'd be notified, as well as you be notified immediately, and then immediately steps can be taken so that, you know, the problem is addressed before damage is caused. And that's kind of the proactive mentality that Two Fish has. Now, you know, this is not just an isolated incident. While that has happened, Amazon is actually on the forefront now and actually warning customers of potential problems that they could face, which is basically, once again, a hacker group is sending out phishing emails targeting Amazon Prime users, claiming various things about upcoming premium renewal charges, this, that, the other thing, you know. And nowadays, I mean, it's very simple to make a very official looking email with correct branding, everything they need, and then, you know, they can word it with urgency, maybe give you an offer that you're not too fond of, and right there's a cancel subscription button that you go and hit, takes you to the site, and you're like, oh, I'm going to log into my account and, you know, cancel my subscription. That's the moment your information's captured. They have your full profile at that point. They can either make purchases through Amazon immediately, or once again, sell the information. And, you know, and that's, you know, and with Amazon, you know, they're taking a, you know, proactive approach in warning people about these things. But I mean, when you're looking at 200 million customers, I mean, there's, you know, and a simple program with, you know, the dark web monitoring that Two Fish offers, the problems that are continually arising can be addressed proactively before damage is actually caused. That can, you know, it can wreak havoc on your financial security, your personal well-being with your address and kid's address or whoever information being floating out there.
We've got some bullet points on how to stay safe. Always check sender email addresses and avoid urgent email links. Only manage subscriptions through the official apps or websites. Enable two-step verification on your account. Report suspicious emails directly to the source that they should be coming from.
And of course, get the Two Fish dark web monitoring.
Let's talk about that, because these are the tools. Now, I was kind of pointing at Dave because he really hits on, you know, the ease at which cybercrime happens if you're not aware or always looking for it. And it becomes difficult to always be on in that arena. And that's why, like Dave was saying, the tools that Josh has put together for the ease of use for the subscriber, for the user, our dark web monitoring monitors and scans domains for emails and PII on the dark web. So basically, and correct me if I'm wrong in any of this, we would look at a certain domain. Let's take just Two Fish Technology. They're going to monitor that domain, $50 a month per domain, and always looking for either, has my email popped up, has someone stolen my credentials in my email, or say Dave. And as that happens, when it happens, we're alerted. Two Fish is alerted and takes those steps to take it down, or whatever can be done, because they like to really monitor those personal emails of our C-suite employees or financial institutions, because those are the prime targets for getting into your small business or sending out emails that look official. If they can take that C-suite employee, their email, find them through Facebook or LinkedIn, then capture their personal email, now they can start to recreate and really cause that havoc for this, not just a C-suite employee, but the small business.
And if you look at connected devices, for instance, the laptop that we have sitting right here. So with these tools, there's various things. One very useful thing is the password management. So that avoids the situation of using the same password in multiple locations, because maybe with Amazon, your email password is the same exact one that you may use to get into your QuickBooks with all of your customers' information. And with AI nowadays, it's not very hard for a hacker to have to automate the process of trying to penetrate the other touch points that this one workstation, this one device may have access to. So there's a program put in place that is a fully 360 protection on the customer to maintain dark web monitoring, password protections, all of those things to avoid the inevitable of one day falling victim to one of these hacks.
Yeah. Josh talks about it as these are 3 tools in their dark web monitoring package of dark web monitoring, $50 a month per domain. The email monitoring, $5 a month per email. And that's, monitoring for your personal email accounts and your work emails, though they're covered by the domain.
Yes, they're routed through the domain.
But they're covered through that program, but then backing it up with the $5 a month email coverage as well.
That kind of can work more on the consumer kind of level for an individual.
Now you've got your work covered, your personal covered, and then you're talking about the email or the password management, because I think it's common sense that you need a strong password different for each account.
And who can remember that?
For Dave, how many accounts have you probably signed up for in your life between software that you would use in business or just social media?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
There's some that I've forgotten that I have, and how do you manage that? The ones you don't even remember you have.
It's a tool that implements the two-factor authentication, secures rotating passwords, which in my view, now you're creating and able to rotate those a little bit more automatically and keep them secure.
And you don't have to remember them.
That's how you know you have a secure password. Yeah. You don't even remember it.
Exactly.
And then safely share. I thought this was really interesting. Safely sharing corporate passwords and making those usable within your organization to different people. And I think about that on a large scale for, say, like a Canva. Say you're working in a situation where 4 or 5 people need to use the same software and it's set up in an enterprise account. Now you've got an easy way to manage that.
Yeah. And a lot of these things, we have a whole suite of tools. So part of what we're trying to do is just kind of introduce some of these.
Yeah.
And, we're going to dive into more about them and just kind of user cases later on that just really show the ease of use and the utility that comes with this. That really, our number one goal is to make sure all of our customers are as protected as possible.
Yeah.
And that's what we show up to work every day.
That's why we're trying to show up. And that's, it's we've got some product videos on our YouTube site, and we'd really love for you to check out that playlist. And it mainly goes over the cyber security side. What tools Josh has chosen for the time being, because if a tool becomes, if something else becomes better, we want to be able to integrate that in for our clients.
Yes.
But what we're talking about here are some of those things that maybe someone knows they need but don't know that tool exists. And so,
yes,
like you said, that's why we want to.
And and that really just comes with getting into a monthly program where all of these things are set up for you and work, and you don't have to worry about going through and setting up all of these different things. It's you're what you're really doing is you're you're buying into a secure environment for yourself. And that's really the important way nowadays in the digital age.
Yep. I think about it's a residential consumer. We've got a product that $250 a year per device, and that would be, say, a laptop or desktop, Mac or Windows operating system, that a residence could secure their device at the same level of security as our enterprise customers, and then adding something on that looks like monitoring their personal email, and giving them the ability to create and manage these passwords more easily and efficiently, and then offering a service of just the dark web monitoring. Well, now you've got a package. You've got a full cyber setup at $250 a year, and then for $15 a month you get complete dark web monitoring on a residence.
And oftentimes, it may not be a scenario of your social security number gets out, but you also have to kind of think of it from a reputation management standpoint with all of the social media profiles and somebody setting up something in your name with the intent of harming your reputation that you don't even know is going on. With things like this, you get a full 360-degree perspective of your digital life that can be protected. And nowadays that's very important because, people will do passive aggressive things like set you up on social media.
Because cybercrime didn't become the third largest GDP in the world just overnight. It climbed up there, and it's going to continue to climb. And I don't want, our presentations to sound salesy.
Yeah, we're not so much trying to make this too overly sales or scary.
We want to bring this education closer to.
Indeed.
And if you've got any questions, please call us. Here at Two Fish.
We love just letting people know what's going on and helping them out. And we welcome any phone calls and always there to help you out.
Yeah. Well, Dave.
Well.
Do we have anything else to discuss?
Well, I think this gives a good intro, and we'll be circling back with more.
I think we should. I definitely think we should. I think for myself, learning more about these tools, it gives me more confidence, which I'm already confident in Two Fish. But if I were a customer that didn't know anything about an MSP, just hearing those might hopefully give them some more confidence in who they're working with. So thanks for tuning in. These videos are always on our YouTube channel, and we've got a Facebook presence as well. Dave, thank you for stepping in. You did a great job.
Hey.
And man, it's so much fun and to work with Two Fish Technology and learn about these things. Y'all tune in again. We'll be back not next week, but the week after. Two Fish Technology every other Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. on YouTube. Check us out. Like, subscribe.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Well, we're waiting on Dave.
I'm going to go over and turn this off. Thank you, everyone.